what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys. What you talking about?
All young men with suits and ties, just sitting in the crowd smoking big cigars. I hope you're ready for what's coming now. I'm the one, I'm the lady that will bring you down. There's a joint on the corner where the big boys play, where the whiskey's running like the river, but they all never come for the booze and bass. I'm the one, I'm the lady that'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. Rock this place. Rock this place. Rock this place.
Okay, now, from the beginning. There's a joint on the corner where the big boys play, where the whiskey's running like the river, but they all never come for the booze and bass. I'm the one, I'm the lady that'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. Rock this place. Rock this place. Rock this place. Okay, now.
Are you ready? Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV.
Well, what a week of sporting action we've got this week. We've got Cheltenham races, we've got everything. And tonight we've got the semi-finals of the Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. And, well, absolutely fantastic matches tonight. Got with me my old pal Mark Pickworth. Good evening, Mark. How are we?
Gary. Yes, I'm all right. I'm really excited for semi-final night. I really am. We've got semi-final tonight, semi-final tomorrow, and then the final on Wednesday, and then the grand final on Sunday. Yeah. It is action-packed all this week.
Bit of a week, and we've got Cheltenham as well put in the middle there. I've got a croaky throat. I was cheering a dog home on Saturday morning at Crayford, pitch and toss that did win. So You've got to apologise for the throat tonight. But
I heard it was karaoke.
We've been karaoke. Yeah, that was my game. That is. But you've got to really and truthfully, Mark. It is a great night of pool tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. We've got the world champion, the IPA's #1 player, Liam Dunster here. JJ Faul played in that epic semi-final. Dan Davies, our very own commentator, he's been playing some great stuff. Yeah. And then an outsider, Stevie Thompson. He could really pull up the trees again. You never know. As you see, them players there, look. Liam Dunster, the #1 player.
Fantastic, and it's a good lineup to this evening, isn't it? Liam Dunster, he's been even money, bit of odds on. JJ Faul, plenty of money for JJ today. The King of Manchester, you see there's 7-2 now, he's been bigger. Dan Davey, 9-4. And Snaky, Stevie Thompson, you put him up the other night at 9-1 when he applied, so the bookies thought, right, Mark Pickworth, I'll tell you what we're going to do tonight. We're going to give you another point if you want it. You can have 10-1, but that's what these bookies do on Sporty Stuff TV. Look for the value. I say it all the time. You know our betting partners. We've got them all round the wall here behind us. And also, you know who they are. You watch the Grand Racing TV. You know who the betting partners are. But plenty of value out there tonight, I can assure you.
Yeah, and I've seen bigger on Stevie Thompson today either.
Are you not satisfied with 10-1 then?
Bigger than 10-1, that's why I'm saying.
Mark, you're a very greedy man.
I'm backing you up on shopping around.
You're a very greedy man, Mark. Anyway, let's look at the form as well of our players this evening, shall we?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Liam Dunster, the world's #1. I love Liam. You know, I remember that first night when he come here, 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. I thought, this is easy.
Yeah, but it weren't so easy for him last time round.
Thanks, Mark. Lovely.
So he had 1 win and 2 draws. They had 4-0 win against JJ, which is our first match up on YouTube, and then he drew against Daniel Wiley and Jason Remington. So it says that he's doing okay, but he had an unbelievable record in Event 1. But he's back for this, and it's semi-final time, and he's the #1. The win-lose record there, 7 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, 78% in 2021 and 73% in his career. For me, he's going to take some stopping tonight, he really is, because he always turns up at these main events. But everybody seems in good spirits in there on the practice table, and it'd be a very interesting lineup tonight. And Liam could have his work cut out.
They're entitled to be in good spirits. They're playing for 10 grand on Sunday if they get through, haven't they? Dan Davey, our second best tonight, Mark.
Yeah, he is, and he's got one of the best breaking records in this competition today. He's had a good record as well in the last stage, 1-2, drawn 1, the 2 wins against Jake Dillon Lulov and Miles Deleuze, and then the draw against Jason Hill, 3-3. He's been playing some good stuff recently and mainly in this tournament. Double D, ranked number 11, win-lose record there, 7 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 47% in 2021 and 52% in his career. Says he's a little bit out of form. But the way that he's played in this tournament, he's been pretty much phenomenal.
Yeah, Stevie Thompson, Snaky. Well, what I said earlier, Mark put him up at 9-1 when he won. He's now 10-1 or a little bit bigger, according to Pickers here. Can he win tonight?
He can, of course he can. I mean, he never lost there. Look, he's had 2 wins and 1 draw in his previous stage. 4-1 wins against Alex O'Donoghue, 4-1 win against Dean Shields, and then 3-3 against Gavin Rompson. They're all fellow professional players that are higher in the rankings than him. And he produced the goods on the night. Ranked number 23, win-lose record there, 6 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses, 42% in 2021, 52% in his career. Yes, he didn't win many matches back in 2021, but it doesn't matter in this race to 4 format. No. It's near enough a clean slate, and he's got nothing to lose again tonight. The pressure's off him.
But what you've got to realise, it's semi-final night. You know, if you can't be excited about tonight, JJ Faul. Well, bit of money for him today as well. Bit of money for JJ.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because there is some great value there. And remember, he lost that very first match against Liam Dunster, and he's playing Liam up in the very first match tonight. Lost 4-0, and then he's recovered to beat Jason Remington and Daniel Wiley, both 4 frames to 2. It takes some mental strength to recover after losing the first match 4-0, and he produced it. That win-lose record there, 7 wins, 3 losses, 42% in 2021, 54% in his career. Ranked number 25, but remember, he got to a World Championship semi-final. Unfortunately, lost to Liam Dunster again, so he's probably sick to the sight of him, to be honest. Yeah, but he's got to beat him sooner or later.
Got some good news as well for JJ. The Savannah Pool Club that JJ owns is absolutely banged out tonight. They're all buying their shots and they're all buying their pints, so you'll have a good night behind the bar tonight anyway, JJ, when you get home. But
don't tell him that.
Great, and it's a great lineup tonight, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, it is. But all these players, they deserve to get to the semi-finals for tonight. And we've got an even more interesting one tomorrow. But tonight, can Liam Dunster get through? Yes, he can. more than likely. Dan Davies playing some great stuff. It's hard to understand because there's 2 players that go through tonight that go into the Event 3 final on Wednesday. So, yeah, there is a little bit of pressure off, but they need to be on their game.
But don't forget this first match. I think it's crucial tonight because Liam Dunster, you know, he beat JJ 4-0 last time. If JJ comes out and turns over Liam, he's no odds-on chance. What do you make of the first match?
Yeah, definitely. And but JJ's got nothing to lose. I think everybody expects him to get turned over by Liam. But JJ's no fool. And he can turn over Liam quite easily. And it's a race to 4 format with a possibility of the draw.
Did I tell you it's semi-final night tonight, Mark? Did I mention it?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it, yeah.
I've only mentioned it about 9 times. And don't forget our second match this evening, 9:45 on Sporty Stuff TV this evening. So we've got Dan Davey against Stevie Thompson, Snakebite. Dan Davey's going to be big odds on here, 4-7. 7-2 Snakey and 5-2 the draw. 4-7 Dan Davey, double D. 9:45 live on Sporty Stuff. Would you be a player at 4-7?
Yeah, you'd have to, especially if he breaks well. But Steve, he's going to get a little bit of confidence from last week, and Dan might find it a tough game because Dan relies on his break game. Because if his break ain't going for him, this could be a possibility.
But I've got a little spy in the pool world, and someone who goes on Pickers Picks and looks at your selections. You make this a draw on your Pickers Picks. You thought match 2 could be a draw, and also match 3. So any of you out there. He's a good judge, this boy, I can assure you. If you want to play the draw, matches 2 and 3, get on now. Let's look at our match odds for this evening as well. Any value there? Well, I know you played matches 2 and 3, Mark, but is there any value later on there? Liam Dunster against Dan Davey.
Yeah, don't be surprised if like JJ or Stevie Thompson win a match tonight because I think they're more than capable of winning matches. There's definitely a lot of value, more value in the draws. There's always at least 2 draws in these group stages, so don't be surprised if there isn't at least 2.
Yeah, you're talking of value. By the way, if anyone lives near a KFC on a Tuesday night, they're now giving 16 pieces of chicken instead of 12 in their bargain bucket for the same price. Right, here's our first match this evening. Our referee for the evening is the North East finest, the Governor, Brian Moss. Good evening, Brian.
Champions Cup Event 3 semi-final match. Best of 6 frames. First frame, Liam Dunster at the break. Time running.
Well, a good evening to all our pool fans once again. As Gary and Mark were saying in the studio, it's semi-final time. And if you can't be excited right now, you got to check your pulse. Very happy to be joined by Dan. And Dan Fairway, do you tend to agree with the betting public, I guess, that this man at the table, Liam Dunster, he's the reigning world champion, IPA #1. He is odds on to get through here and really is the man to beat.
He's the best player in the world, Jim. There's no question of that in my mind. There are players that come close, don't get me wrong. But right now, Liam Dunster is the best player in the world. And if he doesn't get through tonight, in my book, it's a huge upset.
Well, I'll tell you what's rather funny is in Canada, we went on daylight savings Sunday morning. So we're now 4 hours behind you in the UK. And I tuned in here real early, but it was early enough to catch everybody on the practice table. And they all looked very comfortable. Dan Davey was the first one I saw, JJ Faul, then followed by Liam and Steve, but they all spent time there and they all look really at ease with everything that's going on.
Time out.
Oh, I mean, Liam's had a massive kick there. I've never seen a kick like that at that sort of pace, but you could see the cue ball came off in a really strange direction. As it turns out, it's not the end of the world. He's still on this yellow. It's still a good chance, but it's certainly not the way he intended to play it.
Yeah, and thankfully for him, he's still got a little angle on this too, Dan, that he can get that cue ball back into an area of his choosing to attack any of those 3 available ones.
Yeah, it was such a weird contact. You could see that he was topping it through, and it just almost came backwards. It was almost like he'd stunned it.
Extension, please.
Mark, of course, mentioned that this is a repeat of the World Championship semi-final. That was an extraordinary great game. Liam looked comfortable, looked like he was making light work of JJ, and JJ roared back. There's not quite as much time for a player to do that tonight, but with JJ's 4-0 loss to Liam in this competition and the loss in the World Championship semi-final, I'm sure he will be hungry for revenge. It's just a question of whether he gets enough chances to get it.
From the players I've seen, Liam exercises the best control of that cue ball. Kind of said it as succinctly as you possibly could. He's the world number one, isn't he? World champion, world number one. So not a lot more to be said. But he is measured. He hurries nothing. You'll hear that shot clock as it goes down to 10 seconds. You'll hear it often. At 5 seconds, you'll hear it beeping. That's the warning to the players, but they really do have to get on with it. We've had a few time fouls, so they do have to be mindful of it.
Yeah, the time fouls came before the introduction of the bleeps. I do think the bleeps will probably put pay to a time foul happening. Certainly as often. We've had quite a few. They get one bleep at 10 seconds that you've just heard. And then they consecutively start at 5. And that's a wonderful shot from Liam. He's judged that kiss on that red to perfection.
Well, if JJ Faul is going to make any impact in this match, he has to get out of his chair to do it. And he's going to have to wait till the second frame. 1-0. The Dunster does the business in the opener. And I wonder if that's an indication of what we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, it's a perfect start. Liam did have that bad contact, but as is so often the way, Liam got whatever was bothering him out of his mind very quickly and got on with his work, as he does. What can JJ do? Can he respond? That's the real question.
And JJ has a club in the Manchester area. He's the oldest of the players in the group here at 44 years of age. I wonder, as a club owner as well, I can tell you don't often get much time to practice in your own club.
Frame 2.
Are you telling me?
JJ Faul at break.
You could have spent that extra
2-1,
hour
frame
practicing,
0.
Jim.
Time running.
I was napping. Here we go.
That.
Frame number 2. Well, early indications that both of these players might be breaking very well. They both crunched them.
Yeah, it's a
Now
nice
look
opener.
at JJ's.
It's a nice opener. It's just that last yellow moving there. Because the red's covering that bottom right pocket, JJ's got to find a way to either dislodge that red or certainly move at least that one yellow, the bottom of the 3 on the right-hand side in that line. He could play... The middle one isn't too bad. If he can dislodge the other one, he can play that as a plant the one into the centre, and that'll come out into the centre of the table. But this isn't as easy a finish as Liam was presented with.
Extension, please.
JJ taking lots of time too.
I can't see how he's getting that yellow, the one to the right of the cue ball as we speak. There is still a possibility of a plant. He could play a plant. I can't see that it doubles. Well, if he can get through to the top one, it's not too bad. Ah, shot. Didn't think that was there.
Well, even if it was there, into a very acute angle into that side pocket, that's some effort from JJ. And what a reply.
Yep, that should be the hard work done in this frame. Possibly a
then
little
as you-
straight on this. Yellow is closest to.
And as you noted too, Dan, it was far from as easy as the table that presented itself to Liam. So this is going to put him in good stead.
I mean, he worked it out perfectly. He managed to clear up without moving anything. It was essentially just good positional play. My word.
Yeah, you just wonder if he feels like the table went off there, because he kind of turned and looked to his side afterwards. He tried to hit that with what we call a drag shot, kill the speed of the cue ball, playing it below the equator. But that one is going to hurt, especially if Liam clears up here.
I mean, JJ definitely feels like it went off. You saw his arm go out to his right-hand side as if, where's it gone after the fact. If it did go off, it's bad luck. I do feel for him. There's nothing worse. But that said, if he manufactured a better angle a couple of shots earlier and hadn't left himself straight on that penultimate yellow, then he wouldn't have had to play that so thin.
I was getting ready to say too, Dan, that had he won that frame, it would have been already one more than he won the last time they played.
Yeah, I had a similar notion in my mind. Liam's just going about his business nicely, as he does. He's certainly not the sort of player who will show his sympathies for JJ in this situation, even if he has them.
Force that one in with a trace of left-hand spin on the cue ball.
He was asking a lot of that centre pocket. It almost said no.
Yeah, this is going to be a body blow to JJ Faul.
Well, you wouldn't put it past another break dish by Liam Dunster in the next frame. So that roll off, if he had one, that could be the difference. Because he may not get another chance to win the match, at least. If Liam does clear up next, the best JJ can get is a draw.
Either way, it's a tough pill to swallow for the man they call the Pretoria Potter in his chair. And feeling it as we speak. 2-0. Liam Dunster, and he will break in frame number 3.
Yeah, it's a perfect start for Liam. Hasn't missed a ball, hasn't done anything wrong. JJ may well feel aggrieved. We will honestly never know. You can never really tell with a shot like that unless you're right behind it. But Liam, stone-faced as ever, getting on with it.
Well, it's always important, Dan, when you play those long-distance slow drag shots that you hit the center of the cue ball. You miss at that cue ball at all, and it gets magnified on the pool table surface.
Break, leading 2-0.
But as you said, like, he's the only one that knows.
Yeah, particularly on this type of cloth. If you catch it just off, it will the side will take early.
Breaking up the side of the pack. And he's got a pretty good split. Certainly Reds look to be favorite, but it just depends how he sees them. And he sees the pattern with which to take them down.
Yeah, I'm sure he's already got that worked out, to be honest, Jim. He'll be walking around the table double checking his working out, but at this point, Liam knows exactly what he's doing. These yellows are there for the taking. Reds, rather. He would like to take that red that's almost on the black spot after this one. I think he might play a plant so that he can achieve that.
You said he wouldn't be surprised if he broke and dished again. I mean, this is going to put JJ Faul into a deep hole.
I wouldn't be surprised if Liam Dunster dished every one of his frames tonight from the break, from his break. Then he's just in that good a form. His World Championship final. That final is available on YouTube. I urge you to go and watch it because it's an extraordinary piece of, well, pool entertainment. Liam was unplayable.
He doesn't give too much away either with any facial expressions, does he? Successful or not, you don't often see a shake of the head. I mean, even with that horrendous kick in the opening frame, I mean, he looked a little unsettled. Had the ref clean the ball and got on with the business.
Yeah, I agree with you. Although, when things aren't going his way, he does show a little bit. I think had that kick either caused a miss or caused him in a situation where he wasn't on anything, I think you might have seen a slightly stronger reaction. But in the case of that kick, he ended up in a place where he wasn't too bad.
I was just checking to see if he's got any angle here. He would have liked some.
Certainly looks a mightily straight shot. You can draw it back and get on the next red easy enough, but it's getting from there to the black. He's gone all the way across. He really
I think he's going to have to play this in the corner for sure. Yeah. No choice. It's the only way he can get on the black.
Yeah, he can.
The angle's there. But this is a very difficult shot.
Oh, Liam Dunster. That's magnificent.
These are ominous signs, Dan. Ominous signs for everyone in the group. What a clearance that one was. Far from easy. And Liam Dunster assures himself of at least the draw. 3-0 over JJ Faul.
I'm sure
He's
if Dan Davey and Steve
class here.
I'm sure if Dan and Steve are watching this, they'll be glad that 2 people go through tonight, not just the one. Because there's no stopping Liam Dunster when he's playing like this. Pool can change though. The run can change, everything can change. But Liam does look extremely assured at the table right now.
The only positive, if you want to try and pull a positive out for JJ Faul, is he knows if he can force 3 more frames, he's going to break 2 of them.
Yeah, but he
Frame
does have to
4.
force at least one
JJ
mistake
Faul
on the
break.
Dunster break.
Trailing 3 frames to
He may
nil.
not have the chance to do that.
Time running.
Now,
Well, that's a good break too.
it is. If that yellow goes up to the top right, then these yellows are as easy as they come. You can see it there just tracking top left from this camera angle. Looks like it goes past that red from here. And it does from there as well.
Well, he had the second frame at his mercy, if not for a failed long yellow. And he's got this one at his mercy too. They're all there for the taking.
Yeah, he's gone after what is definitely his hardest ball early there, and he's underdone it a touch. That yellow to the left of the cue ball now, it's an awkward one to get on. It doesn't go to either centre. It could plant, of course, onto this one that he's taking now. But it only really went bottom left. That's why he's gone for that. It's a great shot. Tell you one thing for certain, Jim, you won't see him slow roll one at this point.
Yeah, very good point, Dan.
Just slightly hampered on this. I think he's got a full pocket for that yellow. If he hasn't, this is tricky.
Well, this has been some kind of standard. Mistakes have been at a premium. Like I said, if not for that one miss from JJ, this would be 2-2. And all these guys are doing is breaking and clearing up. But he pulls one back, 3-1 to the world champion. And he will have a chance to break to close this one out. But a very good effort, that one from JJ Faul.
Look at this. This was tight, this yellow. Didn't have a full pocket. He had enough.
Looks like he'd be a good poker player, doesn't he?
JJ or Liam? Because Liam definitely looks like he would.
He doesn't give much away. Does JJ Faul? I mean, he knows that one missed yellow and could have been 2-2 and he'd be well and truly in this match. But now he needs a mistake.
Frame 5.
And the
There's
way
one
that
person, yeah, if there's one person you don't expect a mistake from, Jim,
Time
it's
running.
this man.
Yeah, I was going to say the way he's been playing could be a tall ask. Another good break from Liam.
I mean, it's a good break. He's made a ball. You can see those reds almost spread out in a line. But there is awkward red in between those two yellows. That's going to take some developing.
Yeah, the yellow just below the cue ball now, though, allows him to drop onto that one to the bottom left.
Yep, you're quite right, Jim. This is almost frame ball now. As long as he gets the requisite amount of travelling done with the cue ball
Extension, please.
after this shot, and lands nicely on that red. You just can't see anything else going wrong.
And you see him still looking at the reds to the side. That tells me he's thinking 3 shots ahead right now. Because he was always going to use this red to get on the difficult one.
Yeah, I think he's slightly underdone that. Because he's right on the cushion. And if he plays this red, cue ball's going down table, so he might have to leave some distance on the next red.
Yeah, and he's left himself queuing over that yellow too. So if I was JJ Faul, if I was looking for a chance, it would be here.
JJ's not silly. However, although Liam's made that pot and he's got position on the next one, he's tied up the black. That black, he's got to get the cue ball down the right-hand side of the table for that black now, and that window between those two yellows is not massive.
That was an excellent positional shot. And this is all going to be about the angle that he leaves on that last red. He's already given himself the second to last. But as you said, Dan, he's got to come down that right-hand side. So this is cue ball control, plain and simple.
Yeah, this is pivotal. Doesn't want to be straight. That looks perfect. That red is just above sort of a line if you drew it between the centre pockets. The cue ball's probably on that line. It's absolutely spot on. Oh, he's some player, is Liam Dunster.
A machine-like performance, the Duster, a 4-1 win over JJ Faul, and that sends a message to everyone in the group. I'm here, boys. Try and beat me if you can. Fantastic performance by the world champion.
Yeah, I don't know if you realise, Jim, but this week's one of the biggest weeks for betting in the industry here, with Cheltenham being on, and I think a lot of punters have took the even money there to win the group tonight. Well, that's what the reports that I've been getting. And after that 4-1 win now, he's come to play tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has. He normally turns up for semi-finals and finals. He's got a terrific record, and JJ just must be fed up with the sight of him. He really must be. Yeah. And one mistake, lost the match 4-1. As simple as that.
One mistake he made, JJ.
It's so brutal.
It's just amazing, isn't it? How anyone can make one mistake and he finishes up losing 4-1. It's just
brutal.
Unbelievable. It is brutal. Really that is the word for it.
Really
as well.
Is.
And I know Dan Fairway as well. I think Dan's in awe of Liam as well, isn't he? You know how he speaks in the commentary. You know, he knows that once you make one mistake against Liam, you're gone.
Yeah, you are, and he doesn't feel sorry for any of his players or any of his opponents. He really doesn't.
Have you ever played him, Mark?
Yeah, once I think, and he was pretty devastating that day as well. He's just gone from strength to strength. He's taking it to a new level, and I think the players that are actually watching him now, and some of these players that are just behind him in the rankings, because they seem to be getting a little bit further behind again. They did catch him up for a little bit, but now he's gone on to another level. And some of these players, like the Farnsworths, the Clint Iansons, they've all now got to step it up a bit, and they've got to have to chase him. because he's the number one player. You don't want to lose that number one spot.
And don't forget, at 9:45 on Sporty Stuff TV, we've got match 2 coming up, and well, you wouldn't want to, Dan Davey we got, haven't we, against Snakey? So that's another Dan Davey short price favourite for this, and but I should imagine Dan knows he's got to win, or Snakey's got to win really, because the Dunster is banging form, isn't he?
Yeah, there is, and there's 2 places up for grabs tonight, but it's important about who wins. And Liam, he'll be wanting to win the group. Yes, there is a place available, but neither of them 2 players, Snakey or Double D, they don't want to be running the risk of losing this first match and then be struggling to even get a second place, never mind the first place.
Yeah, there must be plenty of pressure tonight as well. Don't forget semi-finals, and semi-final night, when they come back on Wednesday, whoever wins will come second tonight, and then on the following Sunday, coming up less than a week away, 5 nights now, isn't it, really? 6 nights, and you're playing for 10 grand, and that's a lot of money, £10,000 in one evening, isn't it, Mark, at Paul?
Yeah, and that's what's going to be happening on March the 20th. That's what they're playing for. And Liam, he'll know that. He's got half a foot in the door. He's still got a few more matches yet. Another 5 to be exact to get into that final on the Sunday. But we'll have to wait and see. There's still a couple more matches. Anything can happen in this format. Things can go wrong.
Yeah, I think so. And don't forget this match coming up now at 9:04. We've got a bit of a while yet, haven't we, to go? But don't forget 9:45 on Sporty Stuff TV. We've got Snakey versus our own Dan Davey, and Dan Davey's odds-on favourite to win this match. Don't know, just looking at the prices, 4-7 Dan Davey to beat Steve Thompson. Well, Stevie done nothing wrong last week when he won. Don't forget he won the group at 9-1, so I'm looking forward for that. So don't forget 9:45 we're back on Sporty Stuff TV. Time to have a nice cup of tea. Get some custard creams out tonight. Oh, they're my favourite biscuit. See you at 9:45.